Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my days, it has been a minute since I have said those words and I have missed YouTube. I've missed doing these sit down videos. I have missed it a lot, but life has been really real, really challenging over these past, I think, year. This past year has been really tough, really difficult. So the attention that I wanted to give to YouTube and doing my videos, doing my vlogs, doing my little sit down videos, my educational videos, I just could not do it. I wasn't in the mind frame to do so, and I just needed to give my priorities at that time my undivided attention. It is safe to say, to God be the glory, great things he has done. Your girl is completely qualified. Woo! You are looking at the face of your new dental care professional. God is so good. I have qualified and I am finally at the point where I am now looking for work. Finally, God is so good. I'll make a whole separate video on, qualifying, because that's just testimony in itself. God really showed up and showed out for me. But I'll make a separate video. It has officially been 55 days since I've qualified as a dental care professional, and I have been scared to apply for work. I don't think you understand. I have been scared to the point where I have cried tears at the thought of applying for work. And it's so crazy because I've only spent the past 10 years. I have only spent the past 10 years trying to get my foot into this, well-respected, well-sought-out profession. And now that I've got my qualification, I have been scared to look for work. Scared. And it's crazy because I'm in a position where I'm literally living in my answered prayer, living in what I fasted for. I'm living in what I've prayed for. I'm living in my answered prayer, but I have been so scared to apply for work. These past few weeks, majority of the past 55 days, I have felt like a fraud. So this video, I want to talk to you guys about imposter syndrome. Feeling like an imposter after university. Imposter syndrome is when you doubt your own abilities and fear that people will find out that you're not competent as they think. Even when you've earned your success through hard work, it's when you have thoughts that I'm a fraud, I don't actually know what I'm doing, I just got lucky, everyone is more confident and more skilled than I am, soon someone will realize that I don't actually know what I'm doing. These thoughts are not true. They can feel very real, but best believe that they are not true. Imposter syndrome often occurs when you're going into a new chapter into your life, such as from student to graduate. In this new season that you're in, I beg you please, don't dismiss compliments of achievements. Don't compare yourself to anyone else at all, except the person who you were yesterday. So again, for those of you who have been with me on this YouTube journey or who knows me in person, will know that my university journey has not been the easiest. It's not been smooth sailing. It has been difficult. It has literally been one of the hardest things that I think I've had to endure in my life. It was really difficult. Like my final exam, I had to resit it 4 times. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times I had to resit that exam. And child, when I received that notification from the university letting me know that, you have passed and you have been successful and you've now qualified, I, of course, was excited. I was over the moon. I cried. I was excited. I give God thanks. Can I say again, I was excited. I was I was so grateful to know that, you know, God has really saw me through. And I've, you know, been deemed competent to go out and practice. Initially, I said I wasn't going to rush and get a job. I would just take it slow because I had other things going on in my personal life that needed, you know, my full-blown attention. So I said, okay, I'm going to deal with these things first. And then once those things, you know, sort themselves out and become a little bit more settled, then now I'll be in the mind frame to go out and start looking for jobs, start looking for employment, and, you know, really being that girl. In addition to that, I also wanted to network with other dental professionals who, you know, have been in the industry for quite some time, and sort of pick their brain and ask them questions, and just get a little bit of wisdom and some knowledge that I probably didn't get whilst I was at university. So during that time, I started to go on social media, and I was talking to some of my peers, and everyone seemed to be getting on really well in their professional career, as they rightfully should be. And I don't know, my confidence started to drop a lot. I don't know what happened. I started to remember my trials and all that I went through at university, and I felt fraudulent. I felt like maybe I'd passed because my the examiners and my tutors saw that, you know, I did the exam how many times, and let's just pass her for passing's sake. I started to wonder, am I really competent? Do I actually know anything? You know, do I actually remember anything for the how many years that I've been at university? As a Christian, this is going to sound even crazier. I started to wonder if God only gave me this because I've been begging and pleading him, because I was fasting, and he's just given me this qualification because he felt sorry for me. That doesn't even make any sense, but this has been my train of thought for the past however long. In every way, I have been thinking that I wasn't competent, and if I ever have been competent. And it's so crazy because if you've been to dental school, if you're in, you know, dental hygiene, therapist, dentistry, whatever your area is within the dentistry bracket, you know that we are supervised to the T. From the moment we are allocated a patient and we're going through patients, you know, their notes, we are observed from that patient comes in till they leave. And we have to demonstrate our competence throughout. We spend years being really supervised. Like we are heavily supervised. And during my time at dental school, like, I've never had a clinical incident, just putting it out there. You know, I've never caused trauma to a patient. Like, I've never had a clinical incident at all. Never, ever. So me saying that I'm not competent, it's not even coming from an aspect where I think like I won't be safe with patients, because I've never demonstrated that at all. I think me having this sort of fear and this imposter syndrome, it's more of a realization that the career that I've chosen, it's a serious career. Like, I am dealing with the health of patients. I am responsible for the oral health of every patient that comes to me, and everything that comes with that, because it's more than just looking inside of your mouth. It's more than just cleaning teeth. It's more just whitening your teeth. It's so much more than that. And I think it's the fear of not being anything less than that perfect clinician for my patients. Fear of maybe getting something wrong, which as human beings, you know, we're bound to, but you train for so many years. Like, you don't train to say, oh, okay, when I go out there, I'm going to get something wrong. So I think I'm having that sort of fear. I hope that makes sense. And I think as well is that there's no clinical supervisors. Once I start working, from that first day, it will be lights, camera, action. So I think that fear is sort of intertwined into it as well. However, over the past week also, I have been starting to overcome this imposter syndrome. I've been doing so in a number of ways. One, I've been speaking to people who are wise. I have been speaking to people and expressing my, my thoughts and my thought patterns and my fears. And through speaking to people, I've realized that, imposter syndrome is pretty normal, and it's just in my head. And not because it's in my head does it make it reality, does it make it true either. They've been reminding me that I passed because I know what I'm doing. That's because you really know what you're doing, You really know your stuff, and you really are that girl. The way how I've been overcoming this imposter syndrome is by reminding myself that I have been in training for this very moment. And I've also having to be reminding myself that even though I've been in training for this very moment in my life, like I've never been this version of me before. I've never been this version of me that has a whole dental degree. Like I've never been that version of me. I've hoped for that version of me. I have been working towards that version of me, but I've never been this version of me. This is brand new. And new, even though it can be exciting, it can be scary. So my feelings are pretty normal, Another thing is that I'm having to be reminding myself that everyone's journey is completely different. I can't compare my journey to my peers who I started off with. I can't compare my journey to anyone's at all. Comparison is a thief, child. God puts us all on different routes. Even though we might be going towards the same goal, we all have different routes to get to that goal. So another way how I've been, overcoming this imposter syndrome is that this week I sat down and I created a cover letter. And I've been really purposeful in looking in areas that I want to work. So I now have an idea that, the type of dentistry that I do want to go into at the moment, which is just so happens to be community dental care. So that's been helping me, overcome this imposter syndrome. Another thing that I've been doing is reminding myself of my journey and how far God has taken me. And I've been appreciating every bit of my journey, my falls, my wins, and everything in between. And really appreciating where I've been in these past 10 years to now can say, I've got my degree, baby. I have been asking God to keep me grounded, keep my thoughts positive and pure. Philippians 4 verses 8, it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things." If you are a newly qualified professional, I want you to know that it is pretty normal to have these thoughts. It's pretty normal to have imposter syndrome. However, please know that you really are that girl or that guy. You have earned your degree. And God has given you this not because he feels sorry for you, because you are capable of doing your work. You have demonstrated this and you have earned this. And also remember that you've never been this version of you before, so it is okay to be scared. If this has helped you, please like, share and subscribe, and comment down below your tips of overcoming imposter syndrome. Until next time, guys. Bye.